Hello, America, and welcome back to another episode of To Hear Me Tell It, the life and times of Jerry Daniels. When you've had your daily dose of today's craziness, dealing with all them Karens out there, ride shotgun with old JD as he goes back and recounts the life and times of growing up in the South during the 60s and 70s. I believe we were called baby boomers. Stories that you will say, yep, I done that, but I ain't gonna tell my kids, and I ain't never told my spouse. But whatever the truth be, it will be this, to hear me tell it. Well, good morning, folks, and welcome to another episode of To Hear Me Tell It. I'm going to start, as always, by saying thank you. I appreciate everybody listening. I'm actually pleasantly surprised, and here's the reason why, is because shifting it, and again, this is all Laura's idea, but not shifting it, but also doing this podcast on YouTube channel called To Hear Me Tell It, getting a lot more reviews and comments, and people can, do the feedback and stuff, which that was Laura's point. So the credit be to her. But what I have noticed is by not moving it from, but doing it also not only on podcasts, but putting it on a YouTube channel, I'm getting a lot more views, and the hours have gone up, and a lot more people are watching it. So I guess I should say thank you, A, for watching the damn thing, and B, for sharing it with people. I appreciate that. Okay, man, hot almighty knows, boy, where does the time go? I said that last week. I say it every week. It is the daggum, today's Wednesday. It's the 20th. Is it the 20th? Yeah, it's the 20th. It is the 20th of August, and I just like, boom, man, where did the time go? I've got a confession to make right off the get-go. Y'all don't see this, but on top of my camera up there's a little piece of fuzz. and I flicked at it, but it didn't go anywhere. And I thought it went somewhere, but now it's back up. And there's a little piece of like a microscopic, I don't know how many microns it is, but it's right under it's on top of my camera, but it's under my light so I can see it. And it's waving. It's like an antenna. It's a little distracting, but I'll get past it. Okay, got a lot of things I want to cover today, and I'm going to do it in a short period of time. And I'm going to try to do better. Turn another sheet here. I'm going to try to do better at time management. And Laura always says, and she's right, she goes, you talk about too much stuff. I'm like, well, I know. I like to talk about a lot of stuff, but, I could do this for hours, man. All right, so here's a couple things I'm going to talk about. And it's really hard. Well, let me just get there. All right, so here's a couple things I'm going to talk about. Oh, I do want to say, keep praying for Mike Posey's recovery. I've reached out to him and his wife Darlene this week. I didn't get a reply. I'm sure they're busy, but keep praying for my buddy Mike. Speedy recovery, buddy. Speedy recovery. And I love you, and I mean that. I love you. You're a good friend, and a lifelong boyhood friend forever. Okay. Y'all remember when they launched that thing called the National Do Not Call Registry? And you could actually, I think back then, you could call in and basically log your phone number with "Don't call me" to eliminate and or reduce, or maybe it's reduce and or eliminate, but either way. But to cut out all the freaking spam calls you would get and all them idiots calling your house phone. And then it was supposed to carry over to your cell phone. So, I thought, well, I haven't done that in years. And obviously because I get spam calls every freaking day. And I'll just call them idiots. These idiots who run these call centers, who call with all this bull crap, they've got some kind of computer software program. And shame on the people that even write these programs. But there's money to be made. I get it. But they're able to like get a new number. They must get new numbers multiple times a day, and they'll get them, and they'll get them with the area code, and it appears they're your neighbor or they're somewhere really, really close to you, and you answer the damn phone. I hate that. So, and it's been getting worse over the years. So I thought, you know what? I'll go in and on the computer and log into the National Do Not Call Registry, And I put in my phone number, I put in my wife's phone number, and it says, y'all's numbers are registered. I'm like, well, it don't damn work. So here's, and I know none of our elected representative will watch this, but if you feel like you want a bone to pick that one. This is bullcrap. This is absolutely bullcrap that is just inundated with spam calls. And of course, it pops right up on, I have an iPhone, pops right up on my phone, potential spam. I don't even answer it. Well, not answering it doesn't do anything. So then you have to go in and go back to your recent calls, or at least I do. I go back into my recent calls, bring it up, go to the call info, bring it up, and then go block this number. And I do that, but the damn people, they'll just damn switch the number within a matter of hours, and they'll call back. And I hate that. I really, 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 really. Did I tell you I hate that? I hate that. All right, so I get past that. I have a correction to my last podcast, and my brother Stephen let me know immediately. First and foremost, Stephen, I appreciate you listening and watching. But I was talking about Daddy's boat that he bought, and how Nick Giles and Jimmy Smith, they all went fishing, and I wish I had a picture of the boat. Oh crap! I was going to put a picture of the. I will try to find it. I've got to find it, but I'll put a picture up. Right over here or over here, wherever it is over here, I guess. But I'll put a picture up over here of Daddy and Mr. Jimmy sitting in the boat, and Nick Giles took that picture right there. He took that picture. Anyway, so Stephen reached out to me and says, "Hey, buddy, got a correction. Daddy put that boat in the water 3 times." I said, "Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I did because I was in the Navy. I didn't know it." But Stephen shared something else. He goes, and one time he went with Daddy, and they took the boat and they took it somewhere, put it in the water for 30 minutes, and then put it back in the trailer and took it back home. And it's my understanding that was the last time. And according to Stephen, is when you sat in the boat, it hurt his knees, and that's the reason he got rid of it. So I didn't even know that. So okay, there you're gonna see another picture right over here, and the damn bear came back. I thought I had gotten rid of this guy, so he came back, and it was last week. I forget what day it was, but I was just before getting up and just walking out the back door to go open the chicken coop nest. I don't open the chicken coop. They got a door that automatically is open on chicken coop unless the chicken's out. But I go in the big door to go in to remove what I call the nest blockade. And I move the nest blockade up so that they can have access and they can do their egg laying. And then at night, I've already had this conversation, but I put the nest anyway, and I'll talk about it in a minute anyway. But my point is I was about to walk out the damn back door, and there's a damn bear in the yard again. Right up on the damn back porch, right there where the trash can is. And I know somebody's going to say, well, Jerry, put your trash can up. Well, we don't have to put our trash cans up because my wife, being the smart gal she is, she sprinkles powdered bleach all around the base of it, on the stones, and then she puts it inside the trash can. And if you watch the video on Facebook, you'll see that the bear stood up and he got his nose up to the top of the trash can and he backed off like, ooh, I don't want a part of that. So that's the easy way to get rid of them. Gets rid of any insects as well, putting powdered bleach in there. But you put powdered bleach in your trash cans, and the damn raccoons and the bears will stay out of it as well. So just a nice tip. That's from Laura Daniels, courtesy of. Okay, another thing I'm going to talk about before I get to the main topic, but is... I'm looking at my notes here because I want to make sure I get the right order. All right. So anyway, the next thing we'll talk about is a weed. There's a weed in my yard. And I called Stephen Allen years ago and said, hey, man, how do I fight this weed? And when I was talking to Stephen, I said, I remember as a young man, I'm talking in my teens, I'll confess, I used to make fun of Mr. Allen, Edwin Allen, because he would be in his yard on his hands and knees pulling weeds. And guess who does that shit today? Me. I never thought that would be me, but it's me. It's me. But there's a weed, and I know everybody in the South knows that. It's called Lespedeza. Lespedeza. Some people say Lespedeza, but it's Lespedeza. Some people call it Korean clover. I call it a son of a bitch. How about that? And it grows hardy. It grows very low to the ground. Got a very woodsy type root system, and it's got a tap root. You'll pull out I pull some of them damn some bitches out, and that tap root will be sometimes 4 to 6, 7 inches long, and they're hard to pull up, especially when it's dry. So if you're going to pull Lespedeza, do it when it's wet and you've had a good rain and the soil ain't compacted. But anyway, so I was told years ago that, hey man, it really flourishes in hard compacted soil. Well, I live in the North Georgia mountains, and everything up here is clay and rocks. So I was told that, well, if you aerate real well, then you'll break that soil up, and it can't be as vigorous, I guess is a word. So early this year, early spring this year, I go rent the Monster. And the Monster is one of them big old damn gas-powered aerators from Home Depot. Well, and I aerated. Boy, I aerated good too, man. I mean, I punched a bazillion damn holes in the yard thinking, yeah, I'm going to beat this shit this year, and I'm going to be ahead of it. And first of all, Lespedeza is an annual. It just comes back every year. I don't know how the sumbitch spreads, but I can tell you how it spread this year. I spread it. Because the aerator that I rented, dumb me, but the aerator I rented is one of them aerators that it's not a spike. It's like a plug maker. And when you're done, your yard is littered with thousands of looks like Tootsie Rolls. And they're everywhere. Unbeknownst to me, I guess, is I'm aerating and it ain't come up yet. But basically, I'm making little plugs of Lespedeza, and then I spread that shit everywhere. So this year is the worst year I've had with this weed, Lespedeza. And I thought, and I have pulled, and I have pulled, and I have sprayed, and I'm sprayed. And today, after I get done with this, today I'm going to go Tractor Supply or Home Depot, but I'm going to buy some more of that shit. And I looked it up on I watched a couple of videos this morning, because I ain't going to bother Stephen Allen again. But I watched a couple of videos this morning, and apparently I need to find a post-emergent herbicide. There's one called Weed Free Zone. It's got active ingredients, and it needs to have 2,4-D dicambia and mecroprop in it. And then if you want it to stick, get this shit. If you want it to stick, you got to add a little ionic suffocant in it. And it makes it stick to it. It's a weed, and it just pisses me off. But evidently, there's a product called made by Gordon's, and it's called LV400. And it's a 2,4-D weed killer, and it won't kill my zoysia or my centipede. And that's mainly what I got. So, and a host of other weeds, but I don't give a shit. Just so it kills weeds. Anyway. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do that today. I'm going to do the application today. The weather's going to be right for it, and then probably in about 2 weeks, I'm going to put down a pre-emergent. I call it my September pre-emergent. So now I got to do a post-emergent herbicide to kill it, and then I'm going to put down so it won't, I guess, seed. I don't know. Anyway, owning a home's expensive. All right. Here's the other thing I'm going to talk about, and you're going to see a picture over here, and y'all see that diagram right there? That is the drawing diagram of the front wheel drive gear assembly on my Toro lawnmower. Now, and I love Toros, I do. I've had this one a long time, and as long as you change the oil in them and change spark plug and clean air filter, because we all know that's and I've never changed the fuel filter because I use good fuel. And first of all, if you own a lawnmower or any of them little small gas-powered things, weed eaters, weed blowers, all that kind of stuff, anything two-stroke, single-stroke, whatever, but use only ethanol-free gas. I'm going to just tell y'all, use only ethanol-free gas in it, period. You will save yourself bazillion dollars in a bazillion. Anyway, you'll save yourself a lot of trouble. But anyway, so I've had this lawnmower for quite some time. And my brother Stephen was actually up here visiting when I went and bought this lawnmower. And I don't remember how many years ago. Hell, it could have been 10 years ago, but I've had it a long time. It's a good mower, with the exception of the discharge chute on the right-hand side is plastic. They should fire the engineer if they ain't already fired him, who invented that son of a bitch. It ain't worth a damn. And I've had to just, it's got a little chute that you can put on there, but if you don't want to discharge and you want to catch it in the grass catcher, you got to take the side chute off, and it's just got a little plastic thing you lift up, and it's got two little plastic tabs, and then you can just go and you pop it up. Oh, excuse me. You can pop it up, and then it's gone. Well, those little plastic tabs break within a matter of months. So now I have to open the chute cover, put the chute in there, and then I've had to tap and drill 2 machine screws in there, and then taking it out and putting it in is not as easy. So anyway, that part is a piece of crap. Other than that, everything else is okay. I guess the protector on the back of the lawnmower that prevents it's like a shroud. Not a shroud. It's like a flap that drags behind it to prevent rocks and shit flying out and hitting you in the legs. I have damaged that damn thing 3 times already, and I've replaced it 3 times. I've replaced it 3 times. It's like $20 or $30. You order it, and I'm gonna tell you right now, because when you go backwards, if you pull the lawnmower backwards, if depending upon what your surface is, and again, I live in North Georgia, it's easy to catch that little flap and it goes back up under there. Well, then if you do it on a very uneven surface, the damn blade hits it. And I replaced one of them. Let me guess. I replaced one of those one time, and I tore it in half the very next day. And so I had to order another one. So I've got another spare in the garage right now. I'm tired of breaking that piece. So whoever invented that was a bad decision too. So you know what? I made MacGyver mine and put a spring on it so it won't go back up under there. I don't know. Hell, the spring will probably get caught in it. So anyway, you saw in the diagram, and maybe I've left it up. See, and see, when you do these videos, you can't. I'm recording it, so I can't put the picture, the image there. So anyway, the drive gear cable broke probably, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, and I had to order that, and I replaced that. Well, lo and behold, here it is, and 6 weeks later, and then I'm cutting grass, and the drive just quits, and I'm like, oh, son of a bitch, I got to push now the hard way. And the drive on this thing is half at best. I mean, it just helps. It doesn't do anything. I mean, if I just stand there with the drive motor engaged, it's not like it takes off and pulls the mower. Probably because I need new front tires because they're bald. But the drive, I thought, well, crap, man, the belt's come off again, or the belt broke. So I have to go in the garage, and then I have to lift it up, and then I have to call Laura, and me and Laura have to pick the lawnmower up and put it up on a workbench, and then we have to tilt the lawnmower all the way up, and then I have to anchor it down so she can go back in the house and not stand there and hold the lawnmower tilted up for me. So, but it's not the belt. I thought, oh, damn. So then I take all the housings off of it, and you can see that that drive transmission. It's got a transmission on a shaft, and it's got a drive pulley on top of it. So you can see the drive, obviously, the motor or the shaft under the bottom of the mower. It has a pulley. The belt comes over and connects to this other pulley, which is connected to a shaft that goes down into the transmission. And that thing has worn, and obviously all the wear was on the top of the pulley. The top piece of the pulley was worn paper thin to the point where it's like a damn knife. I thought, well, crap. Well, I took the pulley off, and it's a 2-piece. It's not just one pulley. It's 2 pieces. And so I took the pulley off, and I thought, well, I'll just pull up my parts diagram, and I'll make the phone call. And they're shipped out of a Ace Hardware down in Canton, Georgia, or Woodstock. I forget which one it is. No, it's Canton, and that's where they come from. So I called down there and said, hey, man, I got the part number here. Rather than go through the Toro website, I'm just going to call you and see if you got it. If it is, I'll run down there and get it. But I just need the pulley. And I said, I noticed on the parts diagram, it doesn't have a number. And I'm looking at the parts list, and I don't see a part number. So I don't need the transmission. The transmission is $134. $134. I said, I don't need the transmission and the drive shaft and all that. I just need that little gear pulley on the top, and it's easy to come off. You just hold the shaft with a pair of vice grips. You take the bolt off, and the 2-piece pulley comes off, and it's easy. I said, I just need to order that. I said, but I don't see it as an individual piece. He said, well, I don't either. He said, let me call Toro, and I'll call you back. And he did. He called me back, and he said, I got bad news. They don't just sell the pulley. I said, you got to be kidding me, man. It's a 2-piece pulley, part of the drivetrain. I said, they don't just sell that? He goes, nope. I thought, well, crap. So I went to Marketplace and looked. Man, I'm already at 20 minutes. But I looked at Marketplace. I can't find anybody selling that. If anybody's got a Toro mower, anybody listening to this, you got a Toro mower, there's a piece of crap. Maybe you blowed up the engine or something, and somebody's got that little piece that you saw in the picture, call me. I'll buy it. But here's what I did. I just said, well, all the wear is on the top piece of it. I'll just flip it over and see if I can invert it, 180 degrees. I did. So I just put the damn thing back on upside down, and it's working fine. So I'll wear that damn half of the pulley out, and then I'll just buy a new damn mower. I don't know. So anyway, I just can't believe you can't buy that damn pulley by itself. What a bunch of crap. All right. Let me see. Looking at my notes here. We had a power outage last night. So we have a Generac home installed complete generator system. Runs off of natural gas. We have natural gas here, but it runs off natural gas. And at least a little bit after midnight, the thing turned on. I didn't know it because I didn't even hear it, but Laura heard it. But we lost power for almost a little over 4 hours. And I got a yawn. I'm sorry. Oh, man. But the issue with losing the power, because there is an interruption, and it's like 5 seconds long for the generator to kick in. Of course, all the clocks have to be reset. But we have a number of lights in our home, and we're high-tech just like anybody else. But we have a number of lights that are connected with the sync system, and like our back porch light, our string lights, and the light in the den, and the light in the chicken coop. That's where I'm going with this. So I got a light in the chicken coop that's on the system, because if I and I've got a camera in there too, but I've got a light on a timer in there that's not on the sync system, but I got a light on a sync system. So I got 2 lights in the chicken coop. One just comes on automatically, it goes off on a timer. But the other light that is on the sync system, it's a sync bulb. You buy the bulb and you connect it, with the Wi-Fi and all that. But whenever we have power outages, all those sync lights came on. So unbeknownst to me, and I had to ask Laura, I said, Laura, did you hear the generator come on? She goes, oh, yeah, it came on around just a little after midnight. I said, well, tell me when that happened. She goes, why? I said, because the sync lights all come on and they stay on. And it's not a problem, but it was a problem in the chicken coop, because I looked at the footage of the video. So at a little after midnight, the light comes on in the chicken coops, and the chickens are chickens. They're like, oh, hell. So they're all awake. They're not sleeping. And there was a lot of animosity and because they were locked up in the coop for almost 5 solid hours with the light on. And so anyway, so I go out there this morning, and sure enough, there's an egg laying on the floor. So one of the girls, and I know it was one of the black Australorps because I can tell by the kind of egg it is, the light was on, and I got all the nest blocked so they can't get in the nest. I don't want them to get in the nest at night, because they sit and they shit. That's all they do. They S and S. So anyway, so there was an egg on the floor. I picked it up. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's not dirty or anything, because I have a special sand in there. And I picked it up and I took it in the house. So, and when I get off this, I'll go out there and see how many more eggs I got. And speaking of eggs, we're getting about 8 a day. So, and I know there's nobody up here that listens to my podcast or anything. But anybody wants to buy some fresh eggs, let me know. I got a lot of eggs. So, all right. So that is the whole chicken coop thing and the stories. And the little girls, I call it my major league and my minor league, but the major league girls are approaching 23 weeks old, and my minor league girls are right at the 18 to 19 weeks old. And there's about 5 weeks between them. And they're starting to better assimilate. I thought they were going to do better, and then I saw a glimpse of hope last week. and then that went away. So even this morning when I went out there, one of the big Rhode Island Reds jumped on one of the younger Rhode Island Reds' ass and was grabbing her by the back, and I'm like, would y'all stop? All right, so I'm waiting for the minor league girls to grow up about 4 more weeks, and all this bickering hopefully will go away. Okay. Another thing I want to talk about is, and I got an article over here. Where's it at? I got an article here on Fox News. So forgive me, I'm going to drop my eyes off the camera, but I read this and I thought this was intriguing. And I saw the word Yosemite. So the Yosemite National Park Ranger. So there was a park ranger in the Yosemite National Park that got fired. And for my buddy Larry Kirksey and Todd Smith and Bill Amos, we was growing up, we used to go over to Thomaston, Georgia every Christmas, and we would partake in some adult beverages. Even when we weren't adult, because we had fake IDs and we'd buy beer. But we'd go over there and we would we'd have a blast. You know what? And it was before the internet, it was before cell phones. So this is the kind of shit we did for entertainment. Probably wasn't the smartest stuff to do, but this is the kind of shit we did. We load up the car full of beer, and it was an annual thing during Christmas. We'd drive to Thomaston, Georgia, in this rich neighborhood over there, and we would drive through Candy Cane Lane. For fun. For fun. Young folks wouldn't have no idea what that means. And we always loved to see Yosemite Sam. So it was fun. Anyway, so I saw this article. Yosemite, y'all bear with me, I'm going to do some reading. Yosemite National Park Ranger reportedly fired after draping a massive trans pride flag across El Capitan. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't matter. So here's the article. I'm getting beans over. And matter of fact, Larry Kirksey just texted me right now. So it says, here's the article. It says the National Park Service reportedly fired a trans, I don't even know what that means, but a trans Yosemite National Park Ranger who hung a transgender pride flag across the park's El Capitan rock formation in California earlier this year. Shannon, I don't know why they have SJ. I guess maybe that's what he or she goes by. I don't know, and I don't care. But it says Shannon S.J. Joslin, 35 years old, wrote on an Instagram post on Monday claiming to have been fired. You would think right there, I'm going to point, but you can't see I'm pointing. You would think they would have said claiming he or she, but whoever wrote this is sensitive. Because right now, I can't tell if Shannon's a damn he or she because they put the word trans in there. But it says Shannon S.J. Joslin, 35, wrote an Instagram post on Monday claiming to have been fired from the park for practicing my First Amendment right after hanging a 55-foot by 35-foot flag across Yosemite's iconic rock destination in May of this year. I'm assuming May of this year. Okay. Joslin, that's the last name, who is non-binary and uses they and them pronouns, claimed to have raised the flag while off duty and as was a private citizen. So let me get this right. So I'm a national park ranger, but I'm off the clock. So then I'm going to act like I'm a private citizen. Quote, I was fired by the temporary deputy superintendent for failing to demonstrate acceptable conduct in my capacity as a wildlife biologist for the park. No part of hanging the flag was done on work time. Ew. Nothing, in broad letters, all uppercase letters, nothing about it had anything to do with my work, Joslin wrote. Joslin flew the flag for about 2 hours before taking it down and added that after decades of the practice, no one had ever been punished for hanging a flag across El Capitan prior to last week. I want my rights and I want my career back, Joslin demanded. Well, you go, Joslin. You know what? I'm going to do this. While I'm actually filming this, I'm already at 28 minutes. I'm going to go back up to the top of this article and I'm going to find Shannon S.J. Joslin. I'm going to do a little copy. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to paste. I'm going to see if we can get a photo. Because right now, I don't know if Joslin, Shannon, whatever. I don't know if it's a he or a she, but I want to find out. I'm going to paste. I'm going to hit, where are we at? Images. It looks like it's a girl, a woman, a female. Yeah. Man, that girl got some jaws on her. Golly, Pete. Son of a gun. She looked like she could eat damn T-bone steak through a picket fence. Ah! Yeah, anyway. Yeah, it's a gal. I don't know what non-binary means, and I don't care. So it's all bullshit. But anyway, let me see. Go on to read. I want my rights, blah, 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 blah. And that's enough. I mean, I've already given this so much attention. But what an idiot. I'm a, what'd she say, what kind of biologist she was? So, where's it at? Administrative action. I done forgot it. Right. See, you can tell how much I don't give a shit about this person there. Yeah, she's a wildlife biologist, and she's a park ranger. And when she was off the clock, she was inclined, and I don't know how the hell she did it. That's a big ass flag, but she hung what kind of flag is it? It is a transgender flag. Why does everybody have to have a flag? You got anyway. So I didn't even know. I mean, it's a transgender flag. Who cares, Shannon? And guess what? Newsflash. Nobody cares. So take your little woke, twisted panties and go do something else, because you are in the head. So newsflash. I'll just go ahead and be straight up with you, Shannon. Newsflash. You have mental problems, seek therapy. How's that? I'm just telling you. Trust me on this. You got mental problems, seek therapy. You can be cured. You can be cured. I guarantee you. So, yeah, there's hope for you. Okay. All right. So I got rid of that part. Here's the last thing I'm going to talk about. And I'm already at 30 minutes and 30 seconds. So, and I know everybody who does Facebook and Instagram, and I don't do TikTok. I don't have a TikTok account. I don't care nothing about it. Don't want it. I got enough of the crap anyway as it is. There's enough damn distractions. So I don't need TikTok, and I don't do TikTok. So anybody sends me something that's got TikTok in it, I just go, can't see it. Why? Because I don't subscribe to it. I don't watch it. It ain't on any of my computers, any of my phones, nothing. But I do use Facebook a lot. And for two reasons. One, I keep up with my good friends, my family, and then I have a business account with for the company. But on Facebook, the damn reels pop up, and I tell you what, that is, I don't know about y'all, that is the easiest thing in the world to do, is to look at one reel and then look at the clock and go, damn, it's been 30 minutes. And you find out going from reel to reel to reel to reel to reel. It's easy to do it. I'm really working on getting out of that habit. And I'm actually having, when I see reels now pop up on my feed, I just hit delete, hide reels. It's rabbit holes, and I just get out of them. But it's amazing to me of how many folks, because now Facebook is so popular around the world, and there's so many damn reels on there, and they're from all these other foreign countries. And evidently the Asians and the Central and South Americans and everybody in Africa, everybody in the world is doing reels. Guys, when they're just blatantly fake, they make your culture look really, really, really stupid. Really stupid. And if you are an American and you do fake reels, people can spot it. And they're stupid. And you make yourself look stupid. Quit being just willingly to go, I'm going to make myself on Facebook, which is international, but I'm going to make myself look like a dumbass. Stop, man. I'm embarrassed. You know, when Lauren was a little girl and we watched an I Love Lucy episode, Lauren would see Lucy do really stupid stuff and it bothered her. And Lauren would run behind and hide behind a chair when she watched Lucy do stupid crap. It bothered her so much. I feel the same way. I watch these people do these stupid reels. I'm like, I don't even watch it to the end. I'm like, you idiot. That is so freaking stupid. Anyway. And you gotta put in perspective. Somebody is holding the camera, and when you see the camera moving, you know somebody's got the camera in the hand. I'm like, you don't see that person standing there with that damn camera, which is a phone, but you don't see them filming your ass, and you don't see them remove your child. Like I saw one this morning. This woman was sitting on the steps somewhere, and she was talking to some dude, and she's sitting on some steps, and it's in a third world country, and you know, and her little boy is sitting next to her, but she's distracted because she's talking to some other dude, and then some other guy comes up, takes her child who's sitting right next to her, and replaces it with some ugly mummified looking thing, and then that dude and the little boy's out of the picture, and then the dude she was talking to walks away, and then she turns around and looks at her child, and she pretends to freak out and slinging water bottles everywhere, and I'm like, anyway. All right, so the only other thing I'm going to talk about is on my Facebook post and on my reels. I don't even know how to even characterize this, but it's pathetic and it's sad at the number of attractive, middle-aged to women that are in their 50s, and they're attractive. My wife's attractive, but these are women are attractive, and they're from all over the world. But a lot of them, I'm surprised. A lot of them are from America, at least their thing does, and they'll like your page. Of course, I've got it set up so if somebody likes something or makes a comment, they'll make a comment or they'll like it. I go to be respectful and pure curiosity. I go, well, who is that? Well, then it's like, I don't know this person. And then I'll click on that's what they want you to do. So I click on it, and then I go to their profile, and then it's just all risque and again, middle-aged women trying to show their butts and their boobs and their cleavage to everybody and their brother. And I guess, I don't know, and I say this truthfully, I don't know how this works because I don't do this, but I guess it's a carrot to get somebody to go somewhere. I just hit block and then I move on. But I'm amazed at the number of looks like mothers right here in America who this is their forte. I'm like, seriously? There's something missing. There's something missing that's what they do. I'm like, we're better than that as a society. We're better than that as a culture. Clean your shit up and stop doing stupid crap like that. It's just, anyway. All right. That's all I got, y'all. And I'm already at 37 minutes. I have no idea what the title of this is going to be. Maybe I'll make it about the lawnmower part, because going back to that, I cannot believe that Toro doesn't sell that little $2.98 two-piece pulley. And I thought I'd go to a machine shop and say, hey, but I can imagine what that would cost. So I'll keep my eyes open for that particular lawnmower that's maybe at an estate sale or at a in a dump or something. I don't go to the dump anymore. But anyway, I'll keep an eye out for that. So, all right, that's all I got. Hey, God bless y'all. God bless this great country. Thanks again. Please, those folks that are watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. Please do that. I'd appreciate you to do that. And that's it. Put a plug in for Aptera drone imaging. Got a phone call. I'm going to go meet with a client next week, and I may be doing some business for a local municipality who wants to do something on an annual event that they have every year, and we'll see about that. All right, that's it, folks. Y'all have a blessed day. And Mike Coker reached out to me last week. He says to tell everybody hello, and that's all I got. Bicycle.